Hello les amis, c'est Tintinpanda, j'espère que vous allez bien. Aujourd'hui, on se retrouve pour l'épisode final de Chicken Police. Je pense que c'est l'épisode final, mais en tout cas, je n'arrêterai pas ce gameplay jusqu'à la fin du jeu. Donc là, qu'est-ce qu'on a fait? On est allé dans l'entrée, Hôtel Atlas. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a d'autre à faire?
This fog's almost impenetrable.
Strange, but somehow this time I feel it's a good omen.
Really? How come?
I don't know. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel without the light.
Oh, you're not getting ready to die, are you, old man? If we're going on a suicide mission, I think I should know.
Why, haven't I told you yet?
You're not funny.
Coffre à la
I see we're ready.
You'll need a shotgun for this kind of deal, Marty. Maybe even that won't be enough.
Nothing to fear while Bertha's here. Even less because you're here too with Mr. Sinclair, of course.
Excellent.
Should I cry?
That would be nice for a change. It's a little outdated, but I understand why you're so attached to it.
It can pierce the skin of a rhino, Marty, and the rust brings back memories. I'm a man of bad habits.
You know, sometimes
Ça
I
promet,
feel
hein.
like I'm one of your
Regarde
bad
la
habits.
baston, je pense.
Rest assured, Marty, you are.
Ah, Her Majesty Bertha
Bertha
II.
II.
My
Excellent.
drumstick still hurts every time I see her.
Be glad you're alive. Bertha rarely leaves witnesses.
C'est-à-dire que l'autre fois, il l'a vraiment tiré avec la Bertha, quoi.
If we survive this, can we crack this open?
I'd rather keep it for a really special occasion.
You're saying I'm not special enough?
I was joking. If we survive this, we'll drink it to the last drop.
Parfait.
Now you're talking. Do you think that'll be enough?
Enough evidence. Not in the slightest. That's why we go unannounced.
And with big guns.
Exactly.
I like this new Sonny.
There is no new Sonny. Just the old ones had enough.
You think you'll need your fake badge?
I never needed a badge, Marty.
What a punchline.
It's more like a kind of good luck charm. It reminds me of who I should be.
Excellent.
And? Does it work?
No, Marty, not really.
If our theory's correct, this photo will hurt more than a bullet.
That's the plan.
Bon, je pense qu'on est prêt.
I never thought I'd ever look at this place and think of it as home.
Life's weird, isn't it? I didn't think that after what I did to you, we'd work together again.
You mean when you shot me?
You know I had my reasons, Sonny.
Yeah. Have I ever, apologized?
I don't think so.
Then let's leave it that way.
Hey, I apologize for shooting you, Boss Bird.
That's okay, Marty. It happens even to the best of
C'est vraiment
friends.
comme dans les films, hein. Ils font leurs aveux avant de
I'll
partir,
remember
avant
what
la,
you
la
just
bataille.
said,
Quoi.
and I'll never forget it.
Yeah? Well, don't try to take advantage of it.
Who, me? What do you think of me?
Je prends vraiment beaucoup de plaisir à jouer à ce jeu.
Do you remember that case with the goat?
Which one?
When that demented wolf devoured the kids of a young goat mother, and in revenge, she cut open his stomach and filled it with rocks.
Do I remember? I'll never forget it. Hell, that was a slaughterhouse. As far as I know, she even took the remains of the kids with her. But how did that come to mind?
This was that shop. The goat mother was running it. They found the dead wolf in here.
This? This one exactly? Good God.
Sympa, juste à
Yeah,
côté
before
de
it was closed down.
de
When
l'immeuble.
there was still some life here. Not even that now. Just the void.
Yeah. Spooky place, that's for sure.
Still, I love to live here.
Sonny, you're creepy.
Eh ben, je pense qu'on peut aller détruire. On peut aller détruire
You're
Whistler.
going now
Whistler.
to confront Mr. Whistler?
We have no other choice, Lewis. We're gonna see it through to the end. We've already come this far.
You're brave gentleman. I'm honestly impressed.
Well, the rabbit's onto something.
This isn't about money. Not about courage or pride either. It's simply...
Stubbornness?
Mostly, yeah.
I just realized. Ibn at the Tsar Club.
Yes, Marty. Albert's been Ibn for a long time now. Do you remember what Natasha said about him?
That he's been acting strange recently?
Exactly. Like, he's not himself
Ah,
anymore.
mais oui, mais c'est pour
It was
ça.
almost hitting us in the face, huh?
Don't blame yourself, Marty. We couldn't have figured that out just by ourselves. The whole story's too twisted
Ah,
for
c'est
that.
hyper marrant.
Well, it's how we make our living, Sonny. And I'm sure we'll have plenty more twisted cases to come.
Who knows, Marty? It's not up to us. It's mostly not up to us, in fact.
Yeah, right.
L'asile de
Do
fou.
you think the asylum was in on it? I mean, covering up Albert's disappearance?
You know that reptiles give me the creeps. One of them even set fire to that ship. But oddly enough, the doctor seemed honest to me.
He seemed like a patient to me. Seriously, I thought everyone was crazy in that place.
Yeah. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process,
Ça, c'est
he
vrai.
doesn't become a monster.
Are you still talking about the doctor?
Good question.
Lettre d'Albert.
So, what's the plan? We shove the letter and our theory in his face and see what happens?
Something like that, Marty. I think our presence will be enough for the truth to come out.
I
Ouais.
really hope you're right, boss
On va,
bird.
on va rentrer
Yeah, no
dans
other
l'immeuble
choice.
en mode
I hope
police.
so too.
Il va rien
Do you
avoir à
think
dire.
it's a love triangle?
Il va se
I
rendre.
mean, could Natasha
bien le
love
seum.
Albert as well?
Good question, Marty. But I don't think so. When I first spoke to Natasha, she told me she loved Ibn in her own way.
In her own way, huh? And could she love two rats in her own way?
Maybe. Maybe she even suspected the truth, but didn't dare admit it, even to herself.
Mais voilà. Il y a une question qui me tire le pin, c'est que Natacha, elle a reçu des... Comment dire, des... Pas des menaces. De qui ça proviendrait? Vous voyez ce que je veux dire? Peut-être qu'on en parle là, je sais pas.
So, what do you think, now that it's clearer?
I don't know, Marty, but I believe Natasha didn't mean to be bad. Not intentionally, at least.
I'm not as sure of that as you are, boss. But we'll find that out pretty soon, I guess.
I think Natasha was very much aware that wherever she goes, disaster follows her. But it's not her fault, and she can't do anything about it. There are people like that.
Really? You don't say. Someone remarkably similar came to mind right now.
You mean me, right?
Who can even read minds?
Maybe you're right, Marty. Maybe you're right.
Il faut que tu tires à balles réelles. Bon bah c'est bien tout ça.
Okay, so when you feel we can leave, just point to the place on...
Thanks, partner. I'll do that.
Ok. Bon les amis, j'espère que vous êtes fin prêts. Ça va péter, hein. The Whistler Residence, un beau manoir situé quelque part au bout du monde. Tout criminel milliardaire qui se respecte se doit d'en avoir un nom. Petite pensée à Scarface. Allez, c'est parti. La résidence de Whistler. Accrochez-vous, ça va bombarder.
The sun was shining, and all the ducks were in a row. I felt ready. The pieces of the grand puzzle were laid out on the table. I just needed to piece them all together. A revealing glance or a careless word, and I'd have the answer. I knew we were in the right place. I knew it was nearly over. Was Natasha really just a victim? Or did she know everything?
C'est une très bonne
Was
question.
she controlling the puppets from behind the curtain? Well, if you don't know where to go, Go straight ahead. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, c'est bien dit, c'est poétique. Oh, ce qu'on va les mettre, ce qu'on va se mettre.
Here I am, Natasha. I hope you're waiting for me.
Super.
Furry gods. I knew he was rich, but wow.
Half the city is in his hands, Marty, and half the Council of 12.
I think we'll catch a big fish today.
Don't count your chickens. I'm sure Wessler's expecting us, and Natasha too, I hope.
You hope?
If I'm right, she could be our only chance of survival.
Lovely prospects, huh?
I've had worse.
Really?
Et les amis, c'est la première fois de l'épisode qu'on voit une autre couleur que le rouge et le gris. On voit du vert. C'est grave stylé, hein.
Oh, this place has its own greenhouse.
Des plantations
What do you think's
dans
inside?
la serre.
100% humidity and unbearable heat.
Oh, not like that. Could they be growing rarities in there?
Or maybe some chicken-eating giant flower monsters.
What? Oh, you just made that up, right? Nah, I'm sure there's no such thing.
Chevalière, excellent.
Huh, one of Wessler's ancestors, maybe.
Wessler's ancestors were poor cobblers. More likely, this represents what he thinks of himself.
I wonder how chivalry is compatible with organized crime.
Ibn was planning to leave the underworld.
When his twin brother tore out his tongue, poked out his eye, killed him, and took his place?
Effectivement.
Yeah.
Chevalier sans langue. C'est grave stylé en tout cas. Tac tac tac. Le manoir. La tour.
What the hell is it? Water tower? Turret? A frickin' lighthouse?
I think it's a monument to an enormous ego, Marty.
Well, anyone who builds a tower this big must be trying to compensate for something.
Oh là là,
Or
le
he just
sous-entendu.
has too much dough.
Quite the steed, isn't it?
Seems nowadays organized crime pays well in Clawville.
Are you surprised? The chicken police retired.
Well, they say the team's back together again.
Nah, that's impossible.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Is this a mansion? Or a grand palace?
Or a small city.
Well, if it comes to hide and seek, old Wessler will have an advantage.
A serious advantage.
Et je dis ça là avant qu'on parte à la bataille, mais j'espère que Marty va pas se faire shooter. Hein. Mais je préfère me faire shooter à sa place. Hein. Allez, c'est parti.
Hey, not so fast, chickens. Please excuse my partner. He didn't mean to be rude, it's just his terrible habits, as you may already know.
Ah, look what the cat dragged in.
Funny, I don't recognize them.
Well, maybe if they had some guns with them? Tommy guns?
Oh yeah, now I remember. The two suckers in the luxury van you shot to pieces. Twice.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, chickens? Would you like us to finish what we started?
We'd love to have fun with you boys, but we need to talk to your boss. And while we're at it, the lady of the house is also expecting us.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so horny.
In that case, I guess there's no reason for us to waste your precious time. Isn't that right, Gabriel? Get the hell out of our sight while there are still feathers on your skin, chickens.
Easy, pal. We're not even here anymore. Until next time, boys.
Ok.
This must lead to Wessler and Natasha's suite.
Let's get the big guns out and kick the door down.
No need for that, Marty. We'll wait until they invite us in, like real gentlemen. Then maybe we'll need the guns. But I hope it won't come to that.
Oh, my trigger finger's itching, Sonny. Someone's gotta pay.
Relax, Marty. Someone is gonna pay. Tonight.
Yeah, Just don't let it be us.
C'est beaucoup trop calme pour l'instant.
It's like the vegetation's trying to suffocate these beautiful walls.
Maybe it will. Maybe in 100 years, nothing will be here but plants. An endless, planet-sized jungle.
That's quite a dark thought.
Yeah, it is.
Ah, what a pleasant surprise. Hello, Olivia. Sweetie.
Get lost.
What did you say, ma'am?
Turn around and get the hell out of here now, if you want to make it out with feathers intact.
Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about us. We know what we're doing.
Ils sont beaucoup trop chill, beaucoup trop
Don't
détentes.
you get it? You have to get out of here or you'll be in danger, and also her.
Do you mean Natasha? Please calm down, miss. We have to talk to Mr. Wessler and Miss Katsenko.
You really don't understand, do you?
What do they not understand, Olivia?
Incroyable.
So, what is it exactly that our guests don't understand?
I was trying to tell the detectives that Mr. Wessler's very tired and doesn't welcome guests this early. He gets rather irate if he's being disturbed at this hour.
I'm sure Mr. Featherland and Mr. McChicken can wait here while Ibn refreshes himself. I'll entertain them until then.
Thank you, Miss, Katsenko.
Please, Sonny. I thought we've already discussed this. Call me Natasha.
Please, Natasha, can we talk to you in private?
Martin?
It's all right, Olivia. These gentlemen are my friends.
Yes, Miss Katsenko.
Allez, suivant Natacha.
The truth is, Ibn isn't really in a good shape today, gentlemen. He's
Alors, rien à
rather
faire, hein.
furious. Are you sure this can't wait?
You commissioned us, Natasha, and we barely escaped with our combs intact.
So you know who left the threats?
Oh, we know much more than that, Natasha. We even know where you used to work. We talked to Madame Zavas.
Wild gods!
Why didn't you tell us?
Do you think it's easy for a woman to talk about such things, that she used to be an escort?
Along with Molly?
So you know.
Yeah, I know, Natasha. I also know all of this was a trap.
Believe me, I tried to handle things the least painfully I could. You weren't even supposed to know.
A lot shouldn't have happened. Poor Deborah shouldn't have had to die.
Dear sweet Deborah,
Cold, stiff Deborah.
please don't say that.
A price worth paying?
You cannot think I had anything to do with that. You just cannot.
I don't know, Natasha.
Please, Sonny, tell me, what is going on?
You have to know, right?
Please.
Excuse me for making you wait, detectives. I'm having a rough morning after a long night.
Is that so? Our night was also kinda long.
Alors, comment il est apparu comme ça? Comme un rat en fait. Et oui, nous aussi on a une nuit plutôt longue. Donc là ça va barder mon petit gars. Et en plus il est en peignoir, ça va être sympa.
To put it mildly.
I was just telling the gentlemen that you were exhausted, my dear, and they should come back another time. I'll escort them out.
Oh, honey, no need for that. My door's always open to the legendary chicken police. Please, come on in, guys.
Ils sont beaucoup
Let's
trop
talk in my
chill.
room.
Then this way, please.
You just stay here, my darling. I'm sure our conversation will bore you to death. Please, go and refresh yourself, or tell Olivia to go make some coffee.
Yes, dear. Whatever you like.
On essaye de le séparer.
Please, follow me, gents.
Lead on, Wessler. So long, sweetheart.
On
Goodbye.
rentre dans un piège, c'est sûr. Le tableau.
Do you you keep a revolver in your bedroom?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree.
Yeah, would you like a drink? This is a rather rare brandy. It lifts the spirits, if I may be so, poetic.
Really? Tempting, but I need to keep a clear head, Mr. Wessler.
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good vintage.
And I've heard you don't despise murder, Wessler. By the way, you've heard right. But everything has its place and time. Drinks, guns, dead bodies,
Oh là là,
and the
c'est
truth.
hyper poétique.
Yeah, I see you're in a poetic mood as well.
More like prophetic.
And that's not a good sign.
Yeah, are you trying to intimidate me?
No, that's not how we do business. We're gentlemen.
I really hope so.
Ça va tellement tirer à balles réelles. Ok. Farewell from Falls.
Impressive bed. Looks cozy.
Sure is better than a cell.
That's right, Marty.
J'adore
I'm
les
not sure I
sous-entendus qu'ils font.
understand, gentlemen.
We'll see about that. This estate is rather impressive, Mr. Wessler.
Well, thank you.
I suppose it took years and years of cumbersome work to build it.
Yeah. As you say, Mr. Featherland, I'm rather proud of it.
You should be. Whoever built this place has a reason to be proud of himself.
Are you trying to say something, sir?
La vérité.
No, just thinking aloud.
Ah bah oui, bah voilà, la partie du tableau. Est-ce qu'on le voit d'ici? Oui, on le voit d'ici.
This painting.
It's beautiful and rather provocative. Almost makes my comb stand up.
I'm not surprised.
Dresser la crête.
But the corner is missing.
You're right, Sonny. You're quite the observer.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged. I don't know where the missing piece could be.
You don't know? Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it is.
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch on it.
More like a rat scratch, because it's a monogram.
A.W.
That's...
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Enough. Out with it already. What are you trying to say? I have no time for your childish charades.
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit.
MDR. T'imagines le rat, il se réveille le petit matin, comme ça, tranquille et tout. Une nuit d'amour avec sa Natasha, sûrement. Et là, t'as les deux poulets qui arrivent, qui lui sortent tout. Comment bien passer un bon début de journée. Bon allez, c'est parti, on va tout te dire, mon petit gars.
Interesting. Now that I know who he really is, he doesn't even resemble Ibn Wessler.
En vrai, je suis carrément d'accord. Même si j'ai jamais vu le vrai IBN, tu sens qu'il est faux. Allez, c'est parti.
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Oh, you have rather good informants.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient. No offense.
None taken. But tell me, are we gonna flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want? How dare you intrude upon me in my own house?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours. With fire, with machine guns. I could go on.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway. So, can we start?
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Personnelle déjà. Natacha tentait de nous éloigner de la dénorme de cela. Pourquoi? Est-ce qu'elle s'inquiétait pour nous ou avait-elle une autre idée derrière la tête? Moi je pense qu'elle est méchante. Hein. Ça m'étonnerait pas du tout. Allez, c'est parti. Natacha, partie d'un tableau, photo de Wessler. Par quoi commencer? Partie du tableau.
About the painting.
Yeah, my brother Albert made it. He's a great talent, but still, he's a rather troubled individual.
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike. Identical twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the Tsar, too.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a crime?
No, it's not a crime in itself.
Natasha.
I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, she, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable. Those disgusting messages.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler? What Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same thing?
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who
Sonny,
Molly's regulars
garde ton
was,
calme,
if
Sonny,
you're
garde ton
interested.
calme.
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
Yes, detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
Photo de Wessler et là, c'est parti pour la baston. Vous êtes prêts?
This picture, it's rather strange, you know?
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to talk.
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who'd you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
You mean, me?
You.
No. I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time. Albert was there, all along.
And do you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
I have no idea.
Did Natasha know about what happened to your brother?
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Why do you ask that? Yeah,
Il
of
perd
course.
complètement
You
l'équilibre.
were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly. Don't play with me. You understand?
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly. And quickly. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my patience.
Lettre d'Albert.
We visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his great hurry.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha,
More like a confession.
in which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her, even the most horrible things.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad. Insane. He's not, normal. No one would believe his word, don't you understand?
Après, c'est dingue, c'est trop
But
bien.
they believe
J'adore.
yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
You're just a cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
What? What did you just say?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know, she doesn't understand why, but she hates you. It's instinctive.
Et juste, je viens de tilter, mais quand dans les premiers épisodes, quand on était au Club Scar, quand on parlait avec... il y avait la rumeur qui disait que IBN avait arrêté son business. Mais c'est normal, c'est depuis que son frère l'a remplacé. C'est qu'il n'y a plus la même... le parrain... il n'y a qu'un seul parrain, quoi. Il n'y a qu'un seul parrain qui gère d'une main de fer le business.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness? What could you know about hate?
Il va tout dire, c'est sûr. Allez, c'est parti. Bah, et c'était sûr. C'était sûr.
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course.
Ah, c'est plutôt sympa de faire un... Oula, la jauge. Sachant que je suis vraiment une brain sur les interviews. Bon, espérons qu'on va pas mourir. Combien de temps vous pensiez pouvoir duper tout le monde, Albert?
What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
Vous voulez mettre tout le monde sous votre coupe, non? Quand avez-vous décidé de prendre la place de votre frère?
Why did you decide to take your brother's place?
Yeah, as you're curious, from the moment I laid eyes on Natasha for the first time. But I had to convince myself that this was the only way.
You've never talked about your feelings for Natasha with your brother, am I right?
Are you insane? Yeah, Ibn would have had me killed immediately. And no one would ever know.
So instead, you've done the same thing, haven't you? What a comfortable excuse.
Comfortable? Do you think all of this was just some kind of cruel game for me? I had to destroy the person I loved and respected the most.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, you know, there's only a thin, fragile membrane between love and hate. If anything touches it, it tears immediately. You've felt like this before, haven't you? Yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
You can analyze me until the sun goes down, Wessler, but you won't get far with that.
Yeah, evasive answer. So I'm right.
Parfait. Il prend trop confiance, donc c'est une bonne chose. Vous voulez mettre tout le monde sous votre coupe, non? Pourquoi mutiler IBN? Pourquoi pas juste l'avoir tué tout de suite? Vous en êtes déjà venu à croire que vous étiez IBN Wessler.
Why did you have to mutilate Ibn? Why didn't you just kill him immediately?
That's an interesting question, you see, but the answer is exceptionally simple. No matter how strange it is for you to understand, I loved my brother.
Weird way of showing your love, Albert.
You can't understand that. He was my everything, the only one who was close to me. Until I met Natasha.
She took your brother's place pretty quickly, didn't she? There's not much room in your heart, as I see it.
Yeah, you're understanding the situation, Detective, but you know, very well it's not that simple. Ibn was my brother. I loved him despite all of his flaws and foul, petty lies.
Alors comment il est mort?
And that's why I couldn't kill him.
Not immediately, you mean?
Unfortunately, tearing out his tongue wasn't enough. Yeah, I must admit I've underestimated him.
And poking out his eye?
Oh, that was just an accident, Mr. Featherland.
Just an accident? You're a dirty, clucking son of a vermin, Albert.
Please, don't be vulgar, Sonny. It's too dangerous in your
Fils de
current
rat d'égout.
situation and doesn't even suit you.
Et mince. Vous avez aimé arracher la langue de votre propre frère, comment c'était? Donc ça faut pas dire. Donc vous vous sentez désormais comme étant deux personnes à la fois. Ça vous rend heureux de contrôler les autres, Albert? Oh, c'est trop dur. Chaque question que je pose, il y aura une conséquence derrière. La première, c'est niet. Donc vous vous sentez désormais comme étant deux personnes à la fois, ou ça vous rend heureux de contrôler les autres, Albert? C'est une bonne question. Je réfléchis, les amis. Hein. Vous vous sentez comme étant deux personnes à la fois.
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even now?
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even stronger than Albert ever was.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with this, Albert?
I don't have to avoid anything, Sonny. You and your friend, will never leave this place. It's better if you start getting used to the thought.
You're not the cold-blooded killer you'd like to think you are.
Yeah, do you think so? Try me, detective.
Qu'est-ce qui vous a fait croire que vous pouviez duper Natasha? Vous auriez fait quoi si Natasha avait découvert la vérité? Vous l'auriez tuée aussi? C'était ça votre plan, prendre la place et vivre heureux pour toujours? Ça on a compris, la dernière c'est niet. Là, qu'est-ce qui vous a fait croire que vous pouviez...
What made you think you could deceive Natasha?
Because Natasha loved Ibn, in her own unique way. Yeah, and if there's anything that can blind an animal, it's love and hate. Everything revolves around these two things, Mr. Featherland.
Is everything black and white to you?
No. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Everything's gray in this world. Only two things have color.
Love and hate?
I see you understand now, Sonny. Yeah, we're not that different, you and I.
Albert, you're everything I'm not, and I'm everything you're not, believe me.
Yeah, if that makes it easier for you, detective.
Ok. C'était ça votre plan, prendre sa place et vivre heureux pour
That
toujours.
was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
Is what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Albert is a cruel psychopath, but
Ok, donc lui montrer
maybe
que
I
ce qu'il
can
a fait c'est
turn
horrible.
that cruelty against him.
Quand avez-vous décidé de le tuer?
When was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert. But we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it.
C'est juste un fou allié quoi, qui avait cette obsession depuis le début.
I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't.
Let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
Ok. Vous pensez pouvoir tout expliquer avec votre folie. Qu'avez-vous fait pour qu'IBN décide de vous faire enfermer? Vous le savez que vous êtes qu'une pâle copie. Vous avez aimé mener tout le monde par le bout du museau, non? Moi, je dirais que la première, elle est bien. Comme ça montre que c'est vraiment un fou, quoi.
Do you think you can explain everything with your insanity?
Don't be a fool, Sonny. Insanity is just a temporary state. Just a stop on the way to enlightenment.
So you admit you're insane. That's surprising for your kind.
Of course I'm not insane.
Ah, well, here we are.
Albert was insane. He lost all connections to reality. But I saved him.
You mean you're Ibn?
Both of us, Mr. Featherland.
Okay. I almost understand everything now.
Don't mock me, Mr. Featherland. You're still at the wrong end of the gun, you remember?
It would be hard to forget.
Je suis sûr, il y a la grosse Bertha qui est en train de se préparer derrière moi. Qui haïssez-vous le plus, Albert, IBN ou vous-même? Quand avez-vous décidé que nous aussi nous devions mourir?
Did you hate Ibn or yourself more, Albert?
Albert hated himself the most ever since he was born. He idolized Ibn. But every time his brother stood before him, he saw what he could have been himself if he had enough strength. But he didn't. Albert had always been a coward, a pitiful nobody.
And now?
Finally, there's no more Albert. And no more Ibn either. It's only me, and for both of them, I'm perfect.
Can it be that the fear is making you say these things, Albert?
Stop calling me that.
I have to call you something. What should I call you? What name should I use?
I don't know anymore. I don't.
I'm very close to breaking him. But if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover Wessler's wounds.
Natacha était gentille avec nous, non? Trop gentille même. Si vous avez encore des tripes, vous pointeriez cette arme sur votre propre tête. Bon, on va mettre la première, sinon la deuxième, il va nous tirer dessus.
Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so distant.
You're telling me.
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate. Do you understand?
I think I do, yes.
I know Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? It's the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was?
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore.
Il est vraiment fou, Ali, hein. Ça fait peur. Ça fait vraiment peur. Et quand vous regardez, il y avait vraiment sa main qui tremble, dès le début au final. Et il y a ses yeux et sa tête qui tremblent aussi. Mais il est peut-être pas trop tard, Albert. Dites-lui la vérité et mettez un terme à tout ça.
Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two souls.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red. Just like love.
You
Je sais pas
know
comment ça
you're
va se
not gonna be
terminer.
able
Hein.
to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who wrote them? And which one of you killed
Ah,
Deborah?
excellent, bien
In my
joué.
world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you familiar with this feeling, Mr. Featherland?
More than life itself.
En vrai, c'est dingue. C'est-à-dire que là... Oh la vache. Mais c'est marrant de se dire que en cellule, il s'est incorporé son deuxième être qui est son frère. Et là, il est passé du côté d'Albert. Et Albert est Natacha. Et en fait, les menaces, c'est lui. Mais oui, mais c'est génial. C'est trop bien. J'adore.
You see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert.
Un petit 60% flic correct. Voilà, je suis flic correct, les amis. C'est mon premier gameplay sur un jeu policier. Voilà, j'ai une excuse. Dernière pensée, ça c'est un vrai équipier, c'est pas pareil qu'au bon vieux temps. Mais t'es encore dans le coup, le vieux coq en a encore sous les plumes. Indice important, Albert et Eben Wessler. Ce fou a pris la place de son frère et tenté de régler les derniers détails. Si on l'attrape pas maintenant, il sera peut-être trop tard. Donc il a tout avoué, ce con. Ok. Ok. Oh la vache.
So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you...
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target.
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of us.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly...
The cops. But how? How do they know?
I have no idea, Marty.
Do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia?
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her. Hello, boss.
Hello, boys.
Before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
Vraiment, Monica, c'est la baisse de tout le jeu. Hein.
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Of all that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys,
Yes, boss.
don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Marty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed.
So, can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
Mais concernant Molly, je me demande bien qu'est-ce qui a pu se passer. Indice. Bon, l'enquête est finie, les amis. Natacha nous a sauvé la vie juste à temps quand Albert avait tout révélé. Et voilà, c'est tout. Mais est-ce vraiment fini? Bonne question. Le petit cœur pelé du vieil homme s'est adouci avec le temps, et tout ce qu'il a fallu, c'était la chute d'un empire du crime, rien de plus. Bah, tu m'étonnes. Natacha. Quelle surprise, finalement, c'est elle qui appuie sur la détente et nous a sauvés. Mais bien sûr, on ne serait pas retrouvé dans cette situation s'il ne nous avait pas entraînés là-dedans. Effectivement. Monica savait qu'on se préparait et qu'on était informé et qu'on... Oula. Monica savait ce qu'on préparait et a informé les autres juste à temps. Sans elle, les sbires de Whistler nous auraient probablement criblés de balles. Olivia a tenté de nous chasser du manoir Whistler, c'est étrange. Elle avait l'air très inquiète pour nos vies. Il y a 3 personnages qu'on n'a pas trouvés. Albert est convaincu qu'Iben et lui ne font qu'un. 2 âmes dans le même corps, je sais même pas quoi penser de toute cette histoire, mais quelque chose est sûr, Albert est une bête féroce, il faut qu'on l'arrête coûte que coûte. Albert aurait fait n'importe quoi pour empêcher que son secret soit divulgué, mais il était trop tard, Natacha sentait que quelque chose allait pas chez lui, et Albert savait qu'il s'en sortirait pas, c'est simple, extrêmement simple même. Ok.
So, what now? Where to next?
I think I should mourn, right?
You should.
But I don't know what to feel anymore, Sonny.
I understand, Natasha. You know, if you need
Quel gros
anything,
lover.
Yes, I know where to find you.
see you around, sweetheart.
Mais
Ma'am.
quel gros...
Goodbye, detective.
Quel gros lover. On va parler avec... Ah, il est là, lui? Je l'avais pas vu.
You? What are you doing here?
I was just driving around. You know.
Trying to feed your grandpa? So? Was it a case? Were you, maybe investigating us?
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations when it was hard not to.
But you managed somehow, right?
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah.
Donc là, il nous a vraiment
thanks.
observé toute
So you
l'aventure.
won't tell
quoi.
us who hired you, whatever we do.
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend. I made a promise.
You and your promises.
Some people still take them seriously.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Of course. I've learned everything from you, you old fart.
Mais bon, l'histoire se termine bien, donc pas de soucis.
How the hell did you find your way here, Tim? Always where the trouble is.
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark dealings in this city.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
Pluck off, Tim.
Hey!
Ok.
What? Are you waiting for me to change my mind?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around here.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those fur heads would have put holes in us.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
Well, actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was it?
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
It was for us too, believe me.
Bah super tout ça. Filmard ne se souvient depuis le début, mais sûrement de qui?
You're a good boy, Bosco. Nice work.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story?
Cluck you sideways, Bosco. Gentlemen?
Gentlemen?
We're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
For myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this rather nasty situation. Fortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Joyful.
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Whistler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
Amazing. Hey, Olivia.
Marty?
I just, wanted to thank you
For what exactly?
for trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employee is dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage. I always do.
On a fait le tour.
So, here they are, ladies and gentlemen. The chicken police, in the flesh.
Damn it, Tim. Drop it and cluck off.
Oh, no, boys. This time, you deserve it.
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir. We'll try.
Ooh, attention chicken police. Say cheese.
Impeccable. Excellent, j'adore. C'est dingue hein, ce que fait la presse. Et bah c'était top. La fin est passée très vite quand même. Hein. Putain, c'est fini. Ah, ok, ils disent qu'il y a certaines espèces qui devaient être là mais qui ont été enlevées parce que bah, certaines espèces sont en extinction quoi. Et bah c'est nickel tout ça. C'est génial de voir les photos. Bon et du coup, qu'est-ce que je pense de ce jeu? Eh bien déjà très content de l'avoir fait. J'adore les jeux en point and click et en plus les films policiers, mais également les jeux policiers, j'adore les faire. J'adore suivre l'enquête, même si je suis pas le plus futé pour trouver les énigmes. Et c'était vraiment un super jeu, vraiment. Les personnages attachants, avec Sonny et Marty. Vraiment cool de voir plein d'autres personnages pendant l'histoire. Ouais, très très chouette. Et vous, qu'est-ce que vous en avez pensé de ce gameplay? Vous aimez bien les point and click, les jeux policiers, tout ça? Voilà, c'est une bonne question que je vous pose, donc vous pouvez répondre en commentaire. Prochaine série, c'est sûr, ça part sur un policier point and click aussi, c'est sûr, ça part. J'en ai quelques-uns en tête et ça promet. En tout cas, ce policier m'aura bien fait kiffer au niveau de l'histoire, au niveau des rebondissements. J'ai eu des frissons hein, plusieurs fois, je peux vous le dire. Et l'histoire a mis un petit peu de temps à se lancer, mais après, c'était top. C'était top. Et même les graphismes, la façon de jouer, les éléments, tout ça, vraiment, j'ai adoré. Et en tout cas, bah, sur ce, je vais vous faire des gros bisous, les amis. Hein? Et si jamais il y a un Chicken Police 2, direct, j'y joue, c'est sûr. Bon bah super tout ça. Bon bah je vais vous faire des gros bisous et je vous dis à très vite pour de nouvelles aventures. Allez, ciao.
Natasha,
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now, somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.